I wasn't in the mood to discuss the importance of what we found at the Temple of Mythal with Sarah. I had forgotten to keep it simple and fun with her when we last talked. I don't think she appreciated the seriousness of what I was talking about. But I shouldn't give it much thought. We all have our different personalities and peculiarities, and so long as they are useful for the Inquisition, they are welcome to be one of us. So far, I haven't had any serious disagreements with any of the companions I take out with me in Thedas. I was being groomed to be the spiritual leader of my clan before I left to go to the Conclave. My Heron was a well-respected leader, and she was in turn teaching me how to lead and how to deal with my people, especially when conflicts arose. I believe that this has really helped me to assume the position as leader of the Inquisition. It became a little easier after I got used to the differences in the Shim world, that is. It's occurred to me that I don't quite know the Iron Bull. I'd like to get to know this man more, and it doesn't just mean sharing a drink with him either.
Damn, these are good. Are these nuts or seeds or whatever? They're good.
I'd like to know more about the Qunari.
You writing a book?
What I've heard about them sounds fascinating.
What you've heard was mostly horse shit. All right. What do you want to know?
What's it like growing up under the Qun?
The Tamasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasrath.
The Ben Hasrath, those are the spies. He's talked to me about that before.
So the Qun decided what work you would do. You didn't get a choice.
I could have acted like I didn't like hitting things, I guess. But why would I do that? I was good at my work. I liked doing it. Far as I can tell, the Tamasrans made the right call.
How do the Qunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Qunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Qunari safe from outside threats.
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Olay, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Qunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight, or kill you.
I heard there's no marriage among the Qunari.
Yeah, that's true. Qunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Qunari don't have sex.
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
What?
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day, leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
That sounds different.
Yep. Still, it's more fun here. Fewer rituals, more making it up as you go along. Plus, you folk have redheads. Redheads.
I don't know many redheads. There's a few elves, but there's a lot more Shems that have that.
How is everyday life different for Qunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Valroyo gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Qun. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
It can't be exactly the same. The Qunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Valroyo has? Life isn't about freedom. The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her 'cause it's stale? Same crap in Val Royeaux. People are just people.
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Qunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages... Vivienne's too political. Dorian's too arrogant, and Solus is just... weird. They'd all end up dead. Or worse. They'd kill Cole, 'cause, you know, demon. And Sarah would end up with her mind broken, sweeping floors in some shop. So, to answer your question, no. I don't think about it much at all.
The word Qunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Qun are the Vidathari. The Qunari who break away from the Qun are Talvasha, deserters.
What about Qunari who existed before the Qun?
The people we came from. They're called the Kossith, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Kossith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
Oh, that's odd. I've never heard of that before.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
I would have thought that... Well, it almost sounds like the Qunari were a group of religious fanatics who came south from... Maybe they were pushed out of their homeland? He said they don't look like them. I don't even know what that means.
Hey, boss. How are you?
I'd like to know more about your work with the Ben Hasrath.
Ben Hasrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
I thought they were all spies. So re-educators?
How do the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
You can alter someone's beliefs that easily.
One of my friends was a re-educator. He said that every memory is like the page of a book. When you examine a memory, you're turning to that page, and when you're there, the page is laid bare. Write a few notes in the margins of the page, erase a word here and there, and your whole outlook changes. I always felt a little weird reading after that conversation.
I would think so.
The re-educators sound horrible.
Yeah, they probably do. Here's the thing, though. What happens in Orlais when you commit a crime or betray a lord? They just lop your head off. At least the Qunari try to fix you.
I see.
None of those sound exactly like you.
Yeah, I was a special case. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Talvashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
I can't imagine that was easy.
Nope. I hunted down a lot of rebels. Lost a lot of friends to the Vince, or the Fog Warriors, or the Talvashath. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hasrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Talvashath, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
It sounds like you had a rough life under the Qun.
What, 3 meals a day and free sex whenever I need it? I came out here for the challenge, boss. Figured I'd rough it with you savages. Anyway, nice talking with you. Ah, come on, Krim. I'm working my ass off trying to get you to see that move.
You still got plenty of arse left, Chief. Your worship.
Glad you came by. I got a letter from my contacts in the Ben Hasrath. Already verified it with Red.
Do you want to discuss this alone?
Not like I was hiding it from my boys. Besides, right now, I need to hit something.
You know they've got training dummies, Chief.
The training dummy might actually defend itself against the shield bash. Anyway, the Ben Hasrath letter.
What did the letter say?
The Ben Hasrath have been reading my reports. They don't like Corypheus or his Venatori. And they really don't like Red Lyrium. They're ready to work with us. With you, boss. The Qunari and the Inquisition, joining forces.
What's the problem, then?
That could be a powerful alliance.
My people have never made a full-blown alliance with a foreign power before. This would be a big step. They found a massive Red Lyrium shipping operation out on the coast.
They wanted us to hit it together. Talked about bringing in one of their dreadnoughts. Always wanted to see one of those big warships in action.
Did you see that? Go get some water. They're worried about tipping the smugglers, so no army. My chargers, you, maybe some backup.
What does this alliance really get us?
They wouldn't use the word alliance if they didn't mean it. Naval power. More Ben Hasrath reports. Qunari soldiers pointed at the Venatori. It could do a lot of good.
You don't seem entirely happy about this.
No, I'm good. It's... I'm used to them being over there. It's been a while.
I thought Qunari wanted to extend their reach to the whole world.
Yeah. Just didn't think I'd see it. Look, the Qun answers a lot of questions. It's a good life for a lot of people. But it's a big change, and a lot of folks here wouldn't do so well under that kind of life. I guess it's not like we're converting. This is just us joining forces against Corypheus. On that front, I think we're good.
But are they trustworthy, though? It's not something to be taken lightly. I'll go meet them, but I'm not going to sign the alliance right here and now with the Iron Bull. But I don't quite trust him. I wish I was talking with somebody who represented them who wasn't Qunari, but that just wouldn't even make sense, would it? I'll bet you all my advisors would say no. I know there's a long-standing feud. All the wars, what did they call it? The marches? Exalted marches. It wasn't just against the Dalish, it was also against the Qunari. And even the Imperials to the north. I mean, those are 4 different distinct groups. The Dalish, the Qunari, Tevinter, and the rest of the Andrastian Thetis. Not one of them has actually reached out for... The Tevinter has, slightly, working with each other, but not a full-on alliance. Now the Qunari are coming for an alliance. I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm gonna have to, even if he doesn't like it, I'm gonna have to tell him how I feel about it. I know it's how the Shem view the Qunari, at least the non-Qun Shem, but they have a different name for them.
There's too much risk here, and I won't stick my neck out for the Qunari.
Your call, boss. It feels weird to me too, but I don't think they'd lie about this. If you change your mind, I mark the meeting point in the war room.
You know what? I'll go and see what they have to say. But I had to be honest with him. I feel like half of this war is, or maybe not half, but a part of this war has been against Tevinter, at least the Venatori who come from there. They are, still, if any of them are still around, Corypheus' agents, his spies, his mages, before really he snagged the Red Templars. Those were his forces. Well, he didn't snag the Red Templars. He snagged the Templars and created the Red Templars. Let's go to this meeting. I'm not signing anything. If it's all up to me, you know... Apparently Corypheus is at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. What's left of it. The ruins of it. Where on the map would he have marked? Truth or Dare, the endgame. Report is ready. My dearest Vivian, you cannot imagine the scandal when 6 bags of Deventer coin were found wrapped in the Blanchard coat of arms and nailed to the Chanter's board in Val Royeaux. It will be talked about for months. It is disagreeable to think that a cousin of the Imperial family could be involved with these horrid Venatori. One hardly knows what to think. Your new friends produce the best entertainment. Write again soon. It's been too long since we've had tea. By Comtesse Elodie de Moreau. This is the deal we have with Lord Basil Maron. Or Basil. I'm not sure how these Shem pronounce these words. We had one of our Liliana's spies bait Lord Basil into starting his rant at a recent ball. Just as he was reaching the climax of his argument, Lady Doucette entered in full Inquisition regalia with an entourage of our soldiers and exposed her father's lies. She then challenged him to a duel for the Inquisition's honor. The Lord would not meet her blade and was shunned for the rest of the event, while Lady Doucette became the star of the evening. I don't think we need to worry about Lord Basil in the future. Josephine. Well played game. As I guess the Orlesians would say. There are some other things here. Perhaps it's in Ferelden. Doom upon the world. This is back at the, back by Haven. Power for a price. Is this it? A formal document with impeccable filigree. This time, the Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of his influence. There remain uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and arls, where they could not engage in a plight or passion. They can be compelled through mercenary means, but there must be a display. Make a note to the Inquisition that the Inquisition has weight, and the boons and the dispensations of the powerful will be open to you. Thereafter, we need not curry influence. We can simply buy it. Okay, that's not it. He said he would mark it on the map. I'm gonna have to search for it then. Alright, it's not something that can be done on the war table. It's just we have to go to the Storm Coast. There was this golden opportunity. My, how things have changed. When we first arrived at Skyhold, we would have been lucky to have the elite of Hallam Sherrill even acknowledge our presence. Now that we've occupied Suladin Keep and can no longer be ignored, a group of merchants and noblemen have approached me with a proposal. They say that since the Inquisition is currently better placed to keep order in the Dales than even the Imperial throne, they would like to set up a consortium of sorts. An Inquisition ambassador at their side will, according to them, aid communication and allow us to keep their interests safe even as they promote ours. It's worth considering, your worship. The only person that can do that here is Josephine. Allow me to send the ambassadors. I shall begin the arrangements for this consortium.
Inquisitor.
Go ahead with that. Now, what's this College of Magi? A situation is unfolding in the Navaran city of Cumberland, location of the College of Magi, which until the outbreak of the Mage Rebellion was the philosophical heart of the circles of Magi. Now, mostly abandoned, it has become the home to a number of mage refugees. This has drawn the ire of local citizens, and mobs are threatening to assault this college and
We'll
burn
be
it.
spread thin until the rest of our forces return from the Arbor Wilds.
And burn it to the ground.
Course.
With Duke Sandrel and Axis doing nothing to stop them, Inquisition agents suspect that Venatori agents are behind the mobs, looking to recover artifacts from the college once its magical defenses are breached. We should send in agents to evacuate the college. They could be brought to Skyhold along with the artifacts. It's not a bad idea. Send in a force to occupy the college. We can protect the innocents and recover anything useful. Well, Cullen claims to be able to do this quicker. Let's go with that.
Inquisitor.
And I actually think that bringing them back here would have been a better idea, but as long as they're safe and if Cullen can find anything that's worth keeping, it's a good idea. Judgment. Recover sold artifacts. Service. The Venatori who offered to help the Inquisition after his capture has provided a tip on the whereabouts of some old magical artifacts he shipped out of the western approach. He claims he requires a small squadron of helpers and a decent amount of coin to recover them for the Inquisition. Liliana says, we cannot fully trust this man, and he knows it. I will give him his helpers and send an unseen spy along.
Inquisitor.
Okay, so while I go out to the Storm Coast, my agents will be dealing with that. Corypheus is... now he's finally isolated. We'll deal with him in the Storm Coast as soon as we can. But for now, let's go out and see about the Qunari before the war is over to see what they have to say. Oops. Well, we have a camp here. This is close by, I guess. There's an Australian there. Oh, it's Hissarian camp, okay. Obviously, we will bring Iron Bull with us. Politics of the land. I almost wish I could bring Liliana with us, because she would possibly see things that I don't. But I think Vivian would be good in this case. And perhaps even Dorian would give his different perspective, because he's from Tevinter. It's been some time since I've been in this rainy place. The last time we came here was for the dragon. Before that...
All right. Our Qunari contact should be here to meet us.
He is. Good to see you again, Hisrad.
Gat! Last I heard, you were still in Saharan.
They finally decided I'd calmed down enough to go back into the world.
Boss, this is Gat. We work together in Saharan.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor. Hisrad's reports say you're doing good work.
He's got nice hair. So he's...
Iron Bull's name is Hisrad.
Under the Qun, we use titles, not names.
My title was Hisrad, because I was assigned to secret work. You can translate it as Keeper of Illusions, or...
Liar. It means liar.
Well, you don't have to say it like that.
I'm only here because we both want to stop Corypheus.
Indeed. The Tevinter Imperium is bad enough without the interference of this Venatori cult.
Yes. Filthy, decadent brutes, the lot of them. I'm certain life would be much better for all of us under the Qun.
It was for me, after the Qunari rescued me from slavery in Tevinter. I was 8. The Qun isn't perfect, but it gave me a better life.
Yes, one free from all that pointless free will and independent thought. Such an improvement.
That's why I brought you, Dorian. That's true, neither side is perfect.
The Imperium and the Qunari both have their problems.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I'm not here to convert anyone. All I care about is stopping this red lyrium from reaching Minrathos.
With this stuff, the Vince could make their slaves into an army of magical freaks. We could lose Saharan and see a giant Tevinter army come marching back down here.
The Ben Hasrath agree. That's why we're here. Our dreadnought is safely out of view and out of range of any Venatori mages on shore. We'll need to eliminate the Venatori, then signal the dreadnought so it can come in and take out the smuggler ship.
Yeah, I never thought of the red lyrium in the hands of the Imperials. Imperium.
There might be Venatori mages on the ship as well. If the dreadnought can't handle them...
It's unlikely there'll be more than 2 or 3 mages on the ship, and they'll be dead by the 3rd shot. On land, though, a half-dozen Venatori attacking the dreadnought from cover could do some serious damage.
If it's dangerous for the dreadnought close to shore, why not attack when the smugglers reach open water?
Any decent smuggling ship can outrun a dreadnought on open water. We need to catch them close to shore.
I could have crushed any Venatori resistance with the Inquisition's main forces. Why not use them?
Because then the Venatori would have seen you coming and run. They'd schedule a new shipment for later, and our spies might not know when or where. This is risky, yes, but it's our best chance to destroy the shipping operation permanently.
What do you think, Bull?
Don't know. I've never liked covering a dreadnought run. Too many ways for crap to go wrong. If our scouts underestimate enemy numbers, we're dead. If we can't lock down the Venatori mages, the ship is dead. It's risky.
Riskier than letting Red Lyrium into Minrathos?
Let's go hold up our end of this bargain, then.
My agent suggested 2 possible locations the Venatori may be camped to guard the shore. There, and there. We'll need to split up and hit both at once.
I'll come with you, boss. Krem can lead the charges. Let me fill him in. Come by when you're ready to move.